Another episode of Inside the Show. I'm your host, Scuffy, alongside Cougs. And I feel like we've been saying this like every other week here, Cougs. We got a big week of content coming this way on Friday. We heard about the news about Team Affinity 2 when we interviewed Tips last week. And now it feels like there's more to it. We'll get much more into it. There's a new collection, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But Cougs, we have a lot of content to go over that's already been released, and that includes yesterday when we got a new headliner, a BR program, and let's just say the juicier cards are coming just by looking what we received yesterday. So I want to start off with just the headliner, and simply going to ask you, is this headliner the best pitcher in this game right now? Yes, we'll go over the BR program reward, but I just want to go off the rip about, is Greg Maddux, 94 Greg Maddux, second half series, the best pitcher right now in the show?
Great question. Um, he, I'm gonna say he's up there. I don't know if I'm ready to
Okay.
put him over Tom Glavine. I don't know if I'm ready to put him over the other BR guy that came out, which we'll talk about. But Greg Maddux is very solid, and I didn't really like Greg Maddux that much last year. I didn't really like his card. I thought there were a lot of pitchers that were better than him. But I think there's one key difference from MLB 21 to 20, and that's pinpoint pitching. When you can actually pitch like Greg Maddux, when you can actually have that command and put the ball where you want it in the strike zone, I think that makes all the difference. And if you're a smart pitcher and you know how to, you know, tunnel your pitches and how to mix up your sequences, he is very, very good. So he's definitely up there. I don't know if I'm ready to say he's number one yet, but in his debut for me, he did throw a CG. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. And then I believe his pitch controls are like 99, 98 around there. His sinker is 99, I believe. But like you said, with pinpoint, it's a huge factor this year when deciding on if a pitcher is good or not. That's if you use pinpoint. If you use meter analog, it might just feel similar to last year. But the thing is, like, he is known for control.
Mhm.
And with you feeling the most control with pinpoint, it's a match made in heaven. And I'm with you. Last year, I didn't really do good with him, or the year before. I think I liked the 88 last year over his signature series card,
Dude,
which was
same. I
I
what's that about?
I don't know. So I'm very intrigued to use this card for the second half. They're really utilizing the second half series, by the way. Like, I feel like almost half of the new cards, maybe three-fourths of the new cards that we're seeing are probably either the milestone in the second half, but I'm loving it so far, not gonna lie. Love to see that they're utilizing those new series already. But yeah, the headliner. That's so out of headliners, we got Hershiser and we got Maddox.
And
Those
Burnett. Don't sleep on
Oh, the
Burnett. Burnett's
Burnett.
pretty good too.
Yes. Yes, I remember you pitched with him. I think it was the other week that you debuted him, and you just like kind of fell love with that card. Like at
Yeah,
first,
I don't
I'll,
know. I
I'll
don't
let
know
you take it
what
away.
happened. He was just like I didn't expect him to be as good as he was, but I'm pulling up my numbers right here. I have 24 innings pitched with him, 24 strikeouts, and an ERA under 3. Like I didn't expect him to be as good as he was. I expected him to be solid, but this Burnett card is in my rotation for a while.
I loved the was it the base of franchise last year, the '97
Yes.
AJ
Yep.
Burnett. I love that card last year. But he has that repertoire. He has that sinker. He has that fastball, dominant fastball. And I believe he has 12-6, or is this just a curveball this year?
Knuckle curve.
Knuckle curve. Wow. I think he had a 12-6 last year. But anyway, yeah, that Burnett's. So we had the Burnett, Hershiser, Maddox. Those are probably the best headliner packs that we got so far this year.
Yeah, I think those are top 3 all pitchers.
Yeah, and then you put for the best hitter, probably Eddie.
Eddie, yep, Eddie was good.
Yeah, so headliners, I feel like they're progressing to get better and better. And I'm curious, we'll actually see one Friday as well with this big drop that we're getting that we'll discuss in a little bit. But I want to transition now into the other content that we got yesterday, and that's a BR program. This came out kind of nowhere. I didn't really know season 3 was going to be here for BR program. But then again, I think they have a deadline or set on the BR program. I just wasn't paying attention. But anyway, let's get the BR program. Let's first off go who you get, not for flawless, but through the BR program itself, and that's none other than Reggie Jackson. He has that 123 power against righties. I believe high power against lefties as well. Everyone loves. Well, I say it's hit or miss for how the community likes Reggie Jackson. You either mash with that card, or he's okay for you, or you match with him, but his defense is not that great, so he's not utilized as a starter, more like a bench bat. For me, when I'm looking at that, it's more a bench bat for me personally. Cougs, I know you played with him in BR yesterday. We do note that's on All Star difficulty, but still, you tried him out. Any input? Still Reggie being Reggie, or
Um, I don't know. I've never really been a huge Reggie guy in the game. I never really feel like the swing has ever clicked for me as much. And a majority of my at bats in that BR run were against lefties, so I didn't really get the true experience of using Reggie. But he was fine. I mean, you look at his card. Obviously, the 123 power against righties jumps out at you, but 64 fielding, 60 speed in the outfield when there's a plethora of good outfielders, especially if you have some of those live series guys like Trout or Acuna. There's so much potential there to make those guys even better with the parallel system. Like Reggie's a cool card.
Mhm.
It's just hard for me to say that he's like one of the better outfielders right now, I guess. I don't know. That might be a bold take with where we are in the game, but overall, there Reggie's bat, you know what you're gonna get, but as a whole, as a card, he's fine. He's Reggie, and it's a 95
Yeah.
postseason card.
Now, let me ask you, who do you have in your outfield right now for your ranks, like your God squad?
Right now, I have in left field, I have parallel five, Alfonso Soriano. In center field, I have parallel three, Byron Buxton. And in right field, parallel five,
Oh,
Mike Trout. So, I mean, that
oh,
outfield defense, nothing gets down.
oh yeah, there. That's I. Yeah, I don't even know like how much range you would cover. Now, parallel five Trout is a 99, correct?
Hmm.
And you also got Glavin to 99 parallel five.
Hmm.
How was that? Was that even like? Did it like just like okay, this card could be in my rotation throughout the whole year type of thing?
Yeah, no, that's exactly the type of vibes I got from using him. Um, like I said, I think I would say his 96 is still probably the best pitcher in the game next to this new BR award, which we haven't got to yet. Um, but when you just buff that up to a 99 and you add in his pitch selection, and once again, if you're, good with pinpoint pitching, it's just a huge recipe for success. These cards are so good. And, having the opportunity to have a 96 overall card become a 99 and live longer in your rotation than he would have. It's just another testament to how cool this parallel system has been.
Yeah, 100%. Even like these 93s, even you get them Power 5, they might be 94, 95, 96 area.
Mhm.
And those are still, if you're really good with those cards, like I remember the Daniel Murphy card was like a 94. He still could have, like the awards one from last year, he could have been in my endgame card lineup without a doubt. And that was still a 94. It's just how good I was. And if you find that particular overall card, like the Eddie, let's just say the Eddie, if you dominate with Eddie swing, you can use him for the rest of the year if you power him up to like power up 5 if you think of it. And it's just the longevity of these cards. And Mike Trout live series card. Is there reason to drop MVP Trout anymore this year?
It sucks to say, but I mean, like, there. Well, okay, I will say it depends on how they release him. If they release him as like another collection reward, then no, I don't think there's a point. If they release him as like maybe a program boss, yeah, I could see that because a lot of people may not ever even get live series Trout because of the price tag on the market, and you have the opportunity to get a 99 Trout for free in a program. You know, that might be your avenue to getting to play with Trout, and then you can parallel that one. So I mean, I can still see a way they could do it. I think it just depends on how they release it. But as of right now, dude, live series Trout is going nowhere. He's so
Yeah,
good.
I just need to pull him. That's all I need to do. I'm like, that's the one card I need for my collection. Hopefully soon, or BR gods finally go in my favor. I'm washed up, Cooks and BR. I just can't get over that hump anymore. Can't get,
Is
but
let,
it's
let,
just
let me ask you. Let me ask you. Is there a certain point in the run where you're struggling this year? Because like I know last year for
um
me it was like 8-0 was kind of like that was like the cursed game. That was the cursed part of the run.
it's around that area now. Like I'm getting good runs going. That I'm confident hitting well. I figured out something I wasn't doing with pitching that I am now. Not really hitting the corners like the actual corners, where if you hit those actual corners, people are not going to swing at like the bottom of the zone. I've been finally hitting those zones, but it's that 8 and 9 area that's been killing me right now.
Yeah.
But that's a credit for a lot of good players out there now that I'm just facing. And hey, it is what it is. Eventually it'll come out, I think.
Yeah.
And but let's get into segueing talking about BR. Let's get into the new flawless rewards. And the other pitcher that we're talking about is none other than no hitter milestone Al Leiter card. We all loved the 97, I think it was 97, 98 face of franchise outlier last year. It was an end game type of starter. And now we get no hitter outlier, Marlins card into the game. Doesn't throw as hard as it did last year, but still has the same repertoire. And he's always been a solid card to use. And Cougs, you debuted him. You got him 1 out of 1, parallel one. Let me hear it. Give us the review of Outlier here.
Okay, this Outlier card is great, but before we talk about anything with how he pitches or how he throws in the game, eh, I mean, am I crazy for saying this is the best card art in the game right now? Like
Oh my, oh
the
yeah.
light blue with
Yeah.
the blue bold text and just the posture of the image right there with him just upright on one leg, like that is the dopest card art in the game. I think that's number one right now. So that's already a plus. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I think the thing that I really like about Tom Glavine or I'm sorry, Al Leiter is, right off the rip, you're getting 119 hits per 9. And when you
Mm,
play on Hall of Fame or if you play on Legend, that's huge. Like, the hits per 9 is one of the biggest attributes that a pitcher needs to be successful at those higher levels because it's gonna shrink the opponent's PCI. And so when you have a huge 118 hits per 9, and then you have a pitch mix with a sinker, cutter, slider, curveball, and a four seam with 99 break as a lefty as well, like that's really strong, especially for this point in the year. And like you said, Scuffy, when you were talking about the parallel system and you can level up some of these guys, um, I got him to parallel 1 and now he's already up to a 98. And so if I get him to parallel 2, he'll probably be a 99. And that's before even parallel 3. Like that is insane. And
mhm.
so this card is going to have a lot of longevity. This is one of the best lefties in the game, if not the best lefty in the game. And I think this is one of the I'll go out and say I think this is one of the best flawless rewards we've ever gotten in BR.
Wow. Okay. That goes up against Chipper from last year?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm excited to use Outlier. I've always been a lighter fan, being a Mets fan. And then, like I said, I fell in love with his card last year. I think when we played in the CCL, I think everyone had Outlier in their rotation last year. That's just how good that card was, and I'm excited to use him this year. But I didn't see the other card coming, and that was Trevor Story Silver Slugger card. And if you do a comparison of Trevor Story card from the same type of card from last year to this year, it's a completely different card.
Yeah.
Have you made that? It's completely different. It's absolutely this card looks. What it looks to me is a tops now Boba Fett card from last year. Put those attributes onto Trevor Story with more speed and probably better defense, and that's the flawless card that we get this year for Trevor Story. And that made me question. I actually put this question on Twitter today. If anyone used that Trevor Story, is it worth considering taking him over Al Leiter? And that's still a question I'm going to have. Personally, I'm still going to take Al Leiter just because I'm a personal fan of Leiter. Um, and know what capabilities of that pitcher card could do. But that Trevor Story, man, it's not. Another great flawless reward, I think.
Yeah, fantastic. 100 power against righties, 106 contact against lefties. Like, there's no questions in the bat. And then you start him off with 97 fielding with 92 arm strength. You get this guy to parallel 2. He's 99 fielding at short. 87 speed on the base card. Like, once again, just a very, very strong hitter right now, a very strong overall card. Honestly, one of the best position players that you can get right now at this point in the game. So, overall, really happy with the Trevor story, and I'll definitely give him a shot. I mean, the thing for me is that, you know, uh, I'm rocking the ball player at shortstop right now, and nobody's beating out the ball player. Like, Trevor Story can be this good of a card, and he still doesn't even match up in the slightest next to the ball player, which is crazy. So I think if you have the ability to
Do we
get your
want to talk about the ball player?
I think we have to, Scuffy. I think we've got to bring it up.
I think since you mentioned it, we we
This is
we might as well
the
get
perfect
into it.
segue.
Yeah, I see a lot of people were making the same thing. Does that story go over my ball player? And the answer is no. If you haven't seen recently, this community is if you're playing ranked, you're going to see ball players all over. And the reason why you're seeing these attributes are absolutely insane. I was telling Kuz before, I saw someone with 118. You could go over the 199 speed cap, and this cap had 118 speed, 118, and still had 109 power both ways. I don't know what to.
I
You
mean,
kind of brought it up before this year started, and it just came to life. It really did.
we knew like we knew it had the potential to be extremely overpowered with the two-way player. And just for right off the rip, I'm totally okay with created players in Diamond Dynasty. I'm totally okay with um overpowered hitters in Diamond Dynasty, especially when you're going to give people the ability to get cards like Chipper Soriano and Big Poppy from day one. I think it's totally fair to give people the opportunity to get that maxed out ball player if that's what they want to do. Um, but this year, more than years past, there is a balancing issue. I feel like the creative player is the most unbalanced it's been since MLB 17. 18 and 19 and 20, I thought they had a pretty good system. The ball player, or I guess that those years, the creative player were still pretty good cards and they were, top dogs on a lot of people's teams. But I think this year more than ever, these cards are overpowered, especially when you start factoring the way people are using them as pitchers. And you got, once again, the sidearm, underhand, submarine movement or deliveries with the crazy movement, crazy speed differentials, 5 pitches, relievers having 50 stamina on those with hitting stats. And then you can put them in the field for the next 4 games and they still regain their energy. It's a little bit of a circus right now with the ball player.
Mhm.
And once again, I'm totally fine with the ball player in the game. It just needs to be balanced more than it is. And at this point, I don't know what they can do. I don't know if that's something they can adjust mid-year because I feel like if you're giving people the opportunity to get these cards up to these max levels in their archetypes or their perks or whatever it is, I feel like it's kind of a bad move to like bring those down or like do a balancing act when people have already gone out of their way to get them and grind for them. Um, and so it really just comes down to them taking a look at this feature in the game and balancing it because truthfully, I don't see creative players ever going anywhere. I think this is like the inception year of them becoming an even bigger part of the game. So I don't think they're going anywhere. I think people are just going to have to embrace it this year. It's going to be frustrating at times, but this should definitely be on the top of SDS's priority list in terms of how they're going to balance these players going forward.
Yeah, you couldn't say it any better. I can't really add on to that because you said it perfectly. I don't think, and I agree. I don't think we'll see it until probably next year to how to balance it. I mean, it kind of is what it is right now. Um, I don't know how much fair it would be if people already abuse that like glitch and able to get them up to where they are now. It's just part of the game. It is. And I remember when they were introducing the ball player in like the dev streams beforehand or the dev features, they indicated this is kind of like part one of the ball player. This is just the base of it, and they're going to keep on evolving it. So I agree. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's just like you said, how they go and balance it within the future. We'll just have to find out. And I don't know how to attack it really. A lot of people asking if they could just take it out of the game. It's not going to get taken out of the game. It, I it's going to be part of ongoing long-term type of plan or short-term goal that they want to handle in the future. So we'll see where it goes and see how they combat that. But before I do want to go back to BR program because we still got to go over the silvers and the golds that got released. And myself and I gotta mention, be a BR player I am. We got some nice cards from that. We got the Harmon Kilbrew. We got the Chris Davis. Both of them have nice pop. I really the Jonathan VR does intrigue me because I always think his cards play above his attributes. I love his bronze card this year. He always hits very well for me. I'm very curious on how that is, especially as switch hitting second baseman for a gold tier. I'm on board for that. Um, and then for the silver cards, we got Tile Flowers. Not that too. I don't think that Tile Flowers is a top 5 silver catcher in the game. Chris Davis. We see a silver Chris Davis, rookie Chris Davis. Dude, he has pop both ways. It's a nice card. 80 power against righties. I think 77 against lefties. I might got them mixed up, but either way, pop both ways. Matt Joyce, bench hitter, silver card. And then Avida Blue makes his triumph return as that silver postseason card. So those missions you could look it up on how to do it. But either way, I like what they included. New cards. We never seen that Chris Davis before. I don't think we ever see that VR or well, both Chris Davis, I should say. One from Oakland, which is the gold card, and the silver for the Rangers slash we all know him from the Orioles, and that VR, and then Alex Colome, who I forgot, who has a nice fastball and cutter combination. So I know a lot of people like using that Alex Colome back in the day. I did not have success with that card, but either way, very AJ Ramos card. If you remember that card,
Yeah,
Cougs.
the gold
It,
breakout.
yep, it's Alex Colome is very similar to that card. So if you like that card, you probably like Alex Colome. But yeah, if they one tidbit now, if you get the BR packs, silver or gold packs, you could choose. I believe you have 2 rounds, right? Am I mistaken there? I think I heard that you could choose a new card and then an old card from the previous packs because I think that's their way of giving you more cards for the collection come on Friday, which we'll talk about soon. But look out for that. Just fair warning, it's not just you have to pick those 4. You could pick whoever from the previous BR programs.
Yeah, no, I mean that's great. Any chance you can get more of these cards? You know, I know a lot of people they'll get those gold cards from the program and just like sell them, and it's like,
Mhm.
I know you can make like a quick little profit, but is it really worth it when you see what's coming in down the line? I don't know,
Yep.
but no, that's cool. I like how they're giving you more options to get those cards. And overall, I mean, I think these silver cards are cool. Um, Probably a weaker set of silver cards compared to last time around. I think the golds are pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Chris Davis. I like the Harmon Killebrew, and I agree with you that VR plays above his attributes. So I'm excited to try these cards. And I think that was everything for yesterday, right? We got Maddox, we got the
Yeah.
2 flawless rewards, and we
That's a
got
lot.
and the headliner. And I gotta say, man, for the Tuesday content drop, this is I know it wasn't like a huge amount of cards. It was really only like 4 notable ones, but for the quality of the cards, this is one of the better content drops because all of these cards are very usable at this point in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of like having the BR program on Tuesdays,
Me too.
like because we get other stuff on Fridays, like routinely. I kind of like having the BR program on Tuesdays, and then you go into Friday, you either get the tops now, roster update, or wherever that might come out Friday. And speaking of Friday, I guess this is a good way to transition. We when we interviewed Tips last week, he pretty much revealed that Team Affinity 2 is coming this Friday on the 28th. And they already been revealing cards. We'll get that to momentarily, but let's just go over the basis of Team Affinity 2. That was kind of quick, in my opinion. I didn't expect it that quick. I expected maybe another week or two, and we're getting it at the end of May. And remember, we are pretty much 1 week away of Player a Month as well for June. So it's kind of like buckle up, here comes content. We're just having like a big update of content coming our way. And Cougs, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Another cards to grind with, especially seeing the reveals that we already seen, which we'll go over. But still, Team Infinity 2, it's going to get the community hypes. It's going to get new cards circulated throughout. So we'll see different type of teams. I'm ready. I'm ready. But before I get your one opinion, we do want to make note that Team Infinity 2 is not attached to Team Infinity 1. They'll be completely separate. So Team Infinity 1, you still could go back and do it. You don't have to have 100%. Team Affinity 2 is going to be a total separate thing. And that's why I want to segue into a question from there. Do you think it's going to be the same type of formula for Team Affinity 1 to Team Affinity 2, where you just do the divisions and then pretty much do like a program for each division? Or I don't know. It feels weird to switch it up. I don't know. I just want to point that out there
Yeah.
and see.
I mean, I think it'll work relatively the same. There might be some small tweaks. Like I think if you've completed Team Affinity season 1 or if you've completed a majority of it, you'll probably have some way to get a slight head start on Team Affinity 2, like maybe another small like 42 collection or something like that to give you maybe an extra 15, 20 points to just kind of get yourself started. Um but I don't know if this means anything, but they've been revealing these cards on Twitter, and in every single one of their tweets, it says, so and so is this team's Team Affinity Season 2 reward. Earn him as well as other legends and future stars by completing team specific missions after Friday's content update. So, I mean, I assume we're going to get like a new showdown and stuff, or yeah, like new sets of showdowns. Um, but team specific missions might mean that you have more ways to grind out some of these cards and grind out ways to get some of these cards. And once again, I don't know if that's going to be a huge thing or if it's just going to be a small thing, but I still think for a lot of people, showdown is probably still going to be the optimal way to get these done the quickest if you're, good at showdown and kind of can get it done without too much of a hassle.
Yeah, I agree. And looking at the reveals so far, so I mean, these cards really, um, they look good off paper. But let's get straight into it. So I'm gonna have you do the AL, and then I'll do the NL that's already been released. What we think. Now, just remember, they only released the attributes for the future star cards. The legends, they didn't release the attributes. So I guess we could make a kind of prediction based on previous cards for these particular legends, but still we'll go over them. So let's you take the AL, we'll take the you take the AL, I'll take the NL, and go over the each card that we what we think about it so far.
All right, sounds good. All right, so just so we're clear, this is legends or future stars. It's not
Yes.
each team gets both. It's each team gets one or the other. Um, and like you said, we only know the attributes on the future stars as of right now, and we're recording this Wednesday morning before 10 a.m. on the West Coast. So there's probably going to be more cards revealed by the time you're listening to this, but just
Yeah.
so you understand where we are. So, um, we don't have the Orioles. We don't have the Red Sox. We have the Yankees. I believe it's a 95. I think it's a second half Lou Gehrig. It's either second
Yeah.
half or postseason. I don't remember.
Second half.
Okay. Tampa Bay Rays, future stars, Shane McClanahan. I think that's I want to say that's a lefty, is it not? I think it's
It's a lefty. He throws 98.
98.
He has
Okay.
curveball, slider, changeup. His changeup's 88, so 10-mile-an-hour difference, but his curveball's 84. See how
Mhm.
that goes.
Uh,
100 K9.
yep. Yep.
Yep. All right, you
Um,
continue.
and for the Blue Jays, this is going to be a really good one. I mean, just on paper, I know Gomes revealed this guy. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right. Jordan Groshans. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name, but this guy's got like over 100 contact on both sides, really good power. I think high 80s fielding, very strong shortstop. So that card's going to be good as a future stars player. Uh,
Let me let me cut you off right there. Trevor Story or Jordan, just based off attributes alone.
Attributes alone, I would still probably go Trevor Story.
Okay.
I think I would just because he starts out at 97 fielding, man.
That
97
yeah,
fielding.
yeah. Okay. I'll let you continue. I won't interrupt.
For the Cleveland Indians, oh, actually, no, we have the White Sox. The White Sox was
Yes, we
revealed
do.
yesterday by Yayo. Starting pitcher, future stars, Garrett Crochet.
Woo,
I I mean, look,
woo.
I'm not as intimidated by a Crochet card if it's not coming out of the bullpen because I feel, fourth, fifth, sixth inning he's out there, I'll probably start be able to timing up a little bit better.
Mhm.
But still, Garrett Crochet, we know what he does in MLB The Show. That card should be pretty crazy. Cleveland Indians, we have 96 Jim Tomey. So this is the second year in a row Jim Tomey has been an Indians team affinity reward. So I think he's one of the highest overalls too. Um, Kansas City, we have Johnny Damon. You know, I think a lot of people were hoping for some maybe future stars action for the Royals with all their young talent, but
Bobby Witt.
yeah. I mean, the only thing I'll say is that Bobby Witt's future stars will probably be a higher overall diamond, so maybe he just doesn't fit at this point in the year for that point. So we got Johnny Damon there. We don't have the Twins, we don't have the Astros, we don't have the Angels. For the Oakland Athletics, we've got Robert Posson. Once again, not
Yeah,
not 100% sure how to say it. Um, I believe for that card, that was more of a high contact, high speed type of guy. And then the last card that we know of as of right now in the AL is from the Texas Rangers. And I would argue the one that I'm most excited to try out, Sam Huff, future stars catcher, big time power, pretty good fielding for a catcher as well. And, right now with the catchers we have in the game, Adley Posada, Salvi, um, I feel like I'm missing some Piazza. Sam Huff, he's right there. He's right there with him on paper. So I'm excited to try him. So I think that's all we got
y-
for the AL right now.
yeah, it is. Sam Huff reminds me when seeing Rangers and seeing catcher
I know.
Mike Napoli. That's what with the big power. That's what I don't know how his swing is, but just seeing the attributes, seeing the Rangers affiliated, it reminds me of Mike. How good was Mike Napoli in DD, man?
Need him
Oh,
back. Need him
I
back for
do.
the Angels
Yeah,
like theme team and stuff.
yeah. It's oh man, I would love to see him back. But yeah, I'm with you, Sam Huff. I'm very curious to see how if Jim Tomey or Lou Gehrig will over will be a replacement for Big Poppy. I mean, it's kind of hard since Big Poppy is a 99 overall, but a lot of people love Tomei's swing and Garrick's swing. So very curious on that. Still gives them that versatility of trying them out and being in different lineups. But yeah, that Jordan Sam Huff, I'm very curious. That Robin Paulson, I think I'm saying that wrong too, reminds me of the Rays future star card last year. Ruan.
Ruhan, yeah.
Yep. So that reminds me of that, and we'll see where it goes. But yeah, overall, I'm very curious to see who else gets released. They said there's going to be 3 new legends. There was actually been one release already, which we'll get
Yep.
into momentarily. Um, so let's go through the NL, and with the NL, we actually have the privilege of releasing one of them to you guys live. Well, actually, live for us on this podcast, depending on what you want to listen to. And I'm happy about it. Let's just say that. But let's get to every other card before we get to the Mets reveal. We got to tease a little bit. So let's get to the Miami Marlins. Mighty Goat was able to reveal this. We got Sixto 2.0 Edwin Cabrera. I mean, it just looks like the Sixto Future Star card from last year, doesn't it?
hmm Yeah,
So we
like his
got
pitch
that.
selection is pretty familiar too. Yeah.
Yep. We got Jackson Rutledge for the Nats. Now we go for a legend, and I was happy to see this, especially we're going back to the Greg Maddux case. Now they're using pinpoint, and be able to or other cards like Ron Dibble. I would say the cards that you can't really control anymore, like couldn't really control with analog, but you could control with pinpoint. And this card really intrigues me. Is the prime Mark Prior card for the Chicago Cubs? That's going to be released. So very curious on that. We got the Reds with Johnny Bench. We got the Brewers, Bryce Turang. Turang?
Or I think Turang. I don't know.
Atrin released that. We got Pirates, a Quinn Prester. And then we got a new legend alert. Um, Arizona Diamondbacks, Brandon Webb. That's a name I haven't heard in a while, but Brandon Webb at this time was a top pitcher in the game. I believe he finished Cy Young in top 3 like 3 straight years. Um, for that. Was that a Cy Young card?
Yes,
It was, right?
2006 Cy Young. Yes.
Yep, that was that's what I figured was one is his Cy Young year. That was a 93 overall. Very curious to see how it is. He'll have that sinker, a cutter kind of combination to him, so I expect him to do well. And then for the Giants, we got Willie Mays, our second Willie Mays card. So very curious to see how that is. And now the time to reveal the Mets Team Affinity. And this is indeed the number one prospect right now in the Mets system. I'm very excited. And this is Ronnie Mauricio, switch hitting shortstop. I don't know if he's going to be playing shortstop for the Mets, as we all know that Lindor is going to be there for the next 11 years. But still, Ronnie Mauricio, he's only 18 years old, and we've been hearing about him for quite a while now. And looking at these attributes, which they are on the screen currently, if you're watching on YouTube, he has 95 contact against righties, 89 contact against lefties, 96 power against righties, 82 power against lefties, 80 vision. And then let's go to his fielding. He has 88 fielding, 95 arm, 87 accuracy, 94 reaction. His speed is at 62. But remember, he's a switch hitting shortstop that you also could play at third. Can't play him at second. His only secondary is at third, which I expect him to be playing if the Mets don't trade him away, God forgiving. He'll be a third baseman for the Mets, and but still a solid card. I would think it's not up there where it's the best shortstop you'll get from these team affinities. I still think Jordan, based off the attributes alone, but still, I feel like any switch hitter card in this game is always glitchy, just the way they are. So I'm very excited to see how Ronnie does in the MLB show.
Yeah, he looks like a good card. He definitely does, and I agree with you. I think he's going to go to third base when he eventually gets up there for the Mets. Yeah, a very very solid card. Once again, the Blue Jays shortstop. It's kind of hard to beat that guy when you're comparing him to the other shortstops in there. Um, but I mean, once again, 88 fielding, very solid. 95 arm strength. I'm a sucker for shortstops with good arms. I love that about shortstops. That's primarily why I have my ball player there. But yeah, switch hitting bat. And like even though he hits a little bit better against righties, all of these attributes are playable. Like 82 power against lefties being the weak spot of his hitting. That's still
Mhm.
pretty good. So this should be an interesting card to try out.
Definitely. It's gonna be fun to see how it is. And for me, Mets fan, I love the Andres card, but I think from last year, but that was more me being a Mets fan, and so I'm very excited for Ronnie. I knew it was either gonna be Franny or maybe Francisco Alvarez, who's the switch hitting catcher. But he's still in his kind of early stages of being like a top prospect for the Mets, so I didn't expect him being there, or Matthew Allen, who's a pitcher as well. But anyway, I'm so excited for Ronnie, and I can't wait to use him. And once again, shout out to SES and MLB Show letting us to reveal this card for you guys today. But yeah, Cougs Team Affinity 2. There's going to be a lot to do, and apparently there's going to be a new collection as well. And I'm actually going to show you live time. We just got this tweet here, Cougs.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now.
Looking right now. Yeah, I'm seeing Shay in this. So they
Yeah.
just tweeted out something saying a big Legends and Flashbacks collection award is coming. Find out who it is Friday, May 28th at 11:30 a.m. Pacific on the live stream. That's on Friday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern if you're on the East Coast. But if you look at this picture, we see a Braves type of I think that's from Turner Field, and then you see Shay. Like it's all different type of pictures of stadiums, I guess, inside, this picture, and I don't know what make
I
I
think
don't know.
I think this middle one might be Old Texas. I think 'cause it's got you can see like kind of near the top of it. It's
Oh,
got that little grass
Arlington?
patch. Yeah, Arlington.
Let's
I think
alright, Arlington, Texas Rangers. I'm looking this up live. Here, let's see if
it might be a little either
um,
that. The only reason I'm saying, or it
no,
could
it's
be,
not.
it could be
It's not. It's
Bush.
it's it's not Texas.
What place has that
Is that
little
Polo?
green patch?
No, it's not Sao Paulo.
So does
I
this?
don't know,
I don't
man.
know if they're
I
trying to
feel like
throw us off or if this means this guy played for 5 teams here. Um,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, he played for 5 teams, Braves,
well,
Mets.
we could probably narrow it down. Braves, Mets. I mean, that's what. I mean, what do we get? Like, we could brainstorm this here a little bit. Let's see.
Mhm.
Best
I mean,
players.
I see Shea, I'm thinking David. That's who I'm thinking, but I don't think it's gonna be if they do David, man, oh my god, I'll be excited, but, I don't know. It would have to be someone that played with the Braves, Mets. Someone's saying they seen Yankees as well in the photo. Are you seeing
Where's
Yankees?
Yankees?
Is that old school Yankees stadium? No, that's not old school Yankee stadium.
I mean, I don't really think there's a way we're gonna be able to figure out what the bottom one is. I mean, that's just dirt right there. But
Yeah.
I mean, I guess so. Obviously, you could tell at the top it's Braves. In the middle section,
Mhm.
that's obviously Shea. In the middle section, I think, based off the outfield wall, we could probably figure out what stadium that is if we just kind of do a deep dive in it. Um, but I mean, for the fourth one there, I mean, we'd have to kind of just compare the shadows. But I don't know. Um, this is
Hold
interesting.
one
But
second.
even so, even if we do try to figure this out, I mean, we could talk about this collection
Yeah.
just in general. Um, what do you think? The collect like the way they're wording this and the way
I'm
they're
with
talking
you.
about this is this is like a big collection coming out at the end of May. So I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah. I didn't expect it this early. I did not. When did we get the Mike Trout one?
I
Was
think
that like
Trout
to
was
combat Madden?
mid. I think Trout was mid to late July. I want to say it could have been
Okay.
end of June. I don't remember.
But still, this is early. That's why I
Very
thought.
early.
And I think I was with you when you were talking on stream. Are we getting more than one?
That's what I'm kind of leaning towards right now. If that's the case, I mean, I can't see why we would get this card this early. If especially if it's going to be on the level of like a 99 Trout or something like that. So I don't really know what to expect out of this.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a complete curveball when looking at the calendar because we're so fascinated or just intrigued about Team Affinity 2 with all the reveals going on, and then all of a sudden you look at the calendar, oh hey, new collection. Make sure you have your legends and flashbacks collected and see how it goes. But yeah, for anyone new into MLB show, pretty much what this is, you're going to have multiple collections to get either through flashbacks, whether that's prime cards, signature series cards, awards cards, rookie, veteran, you name it. You have to do a certain amount of collections that they entail. Once you do that, you're probably going to get a voucher. Um, Once you get certain amount of vouchers, you'll be able to collect a particular card. Although they might do it different. We're just basing it off how it is for Trout. I think that I explained that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Cougs.
Say it again.
Pretty much how you do the collection for Trout last year was pretty
Yeah,
much you collected all flashbacks, legends, different type of series cards.
yeah,
You get a voucher. Once you get a certain amount of vouchers, you get that particular card.
yeah. That's pretty
So
much exactly it. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll see how it works on Friday. I, I I don't know. Do you think it's a new legend?
I don't know. I'm as you're talking, I'm still trying to decipher who this is. I may have a slight idea.
Who's that?
Um,
I
actually,
almost
never
said
mind.
David Justice, but he didn't play for the Mets.
Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say Billy Wagner.
Uh,
Um,
they wouldn't do a Bill Wanger for this
a
collection, would they?
99 Billy Wagner this early. That could be a deadly card, man. And you got the Braves, you got
I
the
mean,
Mets.
you got the Mets, yeah.
That I'm and also that middle one is Old Texas. I just verified. It is Old Texas.
It is old Texas.
Yeah, you can
Oh
just tell by
wow,
the
okay.
wall with the American League logo on the right there, or the National League one, whichever that is. So I mean, you got the Braves, you got the Mets, and you got Texas. So, and then whatever those bottom two ones
Hold on.
are.
Both screens. Oh, this is A-Rod.
What?
Both screens have Yankees. Braves. When you're facing the Braves, Yankees. Could be A-Rod, man. And then when you're at Shea, it says Yankees. Old Rangers, Yankees. I mean, A-Rod play there? Maybe?
Could that be Seattle? Let me see. Let me look. I have the stadiums up in MLB right now. Kind of hard to tell. I mean, it's the bottom two. But then again, I don't know why there would be a Braves thing up there. Like I get A
Yeah,
Rod with the Yankees. I just don't. The mix of teams right here in stadiums
they're
is
just
throwing me
probably
off.
teasing. Well, the Braves and the Yankees played in the World Series in what, 98? And then, oh, don't tell me it's Jeter. Could be, but why would Rangers be there though? That
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. Do you think it could be multiple cards, like collections leading up to the
Ah,
big collection?
it could. I mean, that's
That could
that's
be
not.
another thing.
Yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibility.
All
Let's
new
see.
legends, just and you have to collect a certain amount, and you keep on getting up more. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see here.
This is
This got me kind of excited.
we
Hold up.
we could literally talk about this all like throughout this rest of this podcast, just trying to figure this out.
All right, here's what I've got so far. Um, Players who played for the New York Yankees, Atlanta Braves, and Texas Rangers. I've got a whole list of guys right here. from Baseball Reference. I'm gonna name off some of the notable ones. Number 1, Bartolo Colon.
Mhm.
He
Gotta
played
be
with the
great.
Braves in 2017, 10 games.
Mhm.
You got Andrew Jones,
Okay.
okay? You've got Kenny Lofton. Uh, you have Darren O'Day. We're getting a 99 Darren O'Day. It's you could just book it. Um, Mark Teixeira.
Okay.
That could be a possible new legend. I don't know if they've said this is a new legend or not, but
They didn't.
um,
I'm thinking it is though.
yeah, it's hard to say. But I mean, I think those are the biggest ones right now. Honestly, I out of all of those, I would not be shocked if this was Andrew Jones. It just depends on what those bottom two ones are.
Okay.
Because I don't think we'll get
Uh,
another good Kenny Lofton yet. We already got one. Um, yeah, once again, it just depends on what those bottom two images are, what stadiums those are. I just can't tell. But
Curious if
Braves,
like
Yankees, and
I
Rangers.
really
Andrew
want to
Jones, yeah.
zoom in. I, r- I really want to zoom into the lineup that the Yankees are posted at Shea. See if there's any numbers that are different, like a legend type of thing. But it's too grainy.
Oh wait, hang on. I did Yankees. I should probably do Mets too. Let me go back here.
But you see Yankees twice. That's the
That's
thing
that.
that's
I
throwing
know.
me
Yeah,
off.
that's
That
the hard part.
this is fun. I like this though. They need to do more of this. Got us thinking, man. Live.
Yeah, I know, right? They got us on the spot. R.A. Dickey.
Oh my god, the community would go, oh god, up in arms of that. I mean, I'll love it, but just being a Met
Yeah, this is
fan,
this is an interesting one, man.
it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun to see who it is. I'm,
Oh,
I'm
yo, they oh, they could
what?
be teasing Dimu hard right now.
Oh yeah, Julio Franco.
It could be Julio Franco.
I know, because he played for the Mets, he played for the Braves, plays for the Rangers.
And he
Uh,
also played for let's see. He played for uh the Rays, the Brewers, the Indians, the White Sox, Phillies in his rookie year or his first year. Man,
now we'll find out. Got the player phone.
I'm gonna be deciphering this image all morning.
Yep, pretty much. I think everyone is in the community. They're going to see like who it is. They're going to post their theories. It's going to be that the gift from Sunny, when Charlie was just like at the when he's trying to figure out something. It's like that type of meme.
Yep, yep.
So it's gonna be fun to see. But we have a lot of content come Friday. We also have a roster update. Any quick cards you think that are going to get upgraded?
I think Max Muncy could definitely get another little upgrade. Xander already went diamond. Uh, Trying to think. Jesse Winker, kind of a
Oh
lock right
yeah.
now. He's hitting so well. So yeah, probably those guys. Pretty much the obvious ones. I haven't really done a deep dive too much into the numbers so far. I usually do that right before the month ends.
Yep, and Adolis Garcia.
Yes, I think he's a bronze, isn't he?
He's only a bronze. He's only a bronze. I'm curious if he'll make that jump to gold, but either way, look out. He's going to be a BR stud if he goes to silver, 100%. If they give him just go silver, but he could make the jump to gold too. So I'm very curious to see how it goes. But yeah, with another roster up. I'm not too sure who will be on the cusp of diamonds. Vlad, maybe.
A lot of
Yeah,
people saying Otani and Corbin Burns still.
yeah.
I mean, we've been talking about those guys since day one, though. So I don't
But we
know.
got to remember that if you update the attributes for his hitting for Otani, it's not going to update his overall
Hmm.
because it just goes based off the pitcher attributes. So we'll
Yeah, and
see
he
on
only he
that.
only has a handful of starts. So
Mm. But yeah, we'll have that roster update. We'll be talking about that next week. Also, we'll definitely be talking about player month predictions because yeah, it's the end of May. We
it
got more
doesn't stop, Scuffy.
it doesn't. So we'll do our predictions next week, and we're expecting it gets dropped maybe next Friday. They might push it a little bit further than that because it is a holiday weekend, so we'll see from there. Also, before we get off, do you expect that we'll see a patch before the big drop on Friday?
I do not. I don't expect it. If I'm being honest, I don't really want it. Like, I know the game has slight issues, but I feel like it's just a lot of the same issues from last year, and I feel like, I don't know what they can patch to make those better. And,
Mhm.
there's been a lot of times when they've made a patch and it feels like it hurts the game more than it helps it. So, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't expect to see one this week. I wouldn't be shocked if we do. I'm kind of in the middle there.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. We'll see when it comes. I think the only thing I would like to see is just nerfing the contact swings. I think those are kind of
Yeah,
OP.
I agree.
So yeah, that's something I definitely want to see. Besides that, we'll have a lot to talk about next week as well. This is only the beginning. It feels like. I feel like this was like on the road of where we're going to see a lot better cards as expected. It's going to be that time of year where we see higher overalls, new cards to play with, and then we got two new legends besides Brandon Webb coming on Friday. So we'll see who those are. But yeah,
Possibly three, depending on who this collection is.
that is true. Possible three. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll have a lot to talk about next week. Like I said, we'll talk about the review of Team Affinity and the new collection award, and then go into player month predictions next week. So I think that's going to do us for today, Kooks. You guys have fun grinding. There's a lot to grind. It's weeks of grind right here. And then we'll catch you guys next time on Inside the Show. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. It's at Inside the Show PC. Once again, Inside the Show PC. We're also on YouTube. You can come watch us over there, sub to the channel, and post any comments, questions on there. We'll try to get to them. That's at youtube.com/inside the show. And make sure to follow my boy Kooks at Kooks46 on Twitter. I'm at Scuffy McGee TV. You guys have fun grinding Team Affinity 2. We'll catch you guys next time on Inside the Show. Peace.